with private sector, partnering with other agencies and so on, so that they bring, somebody might come and say, oh, this is your green area, I can do this and so on. Okay, I will maintain it, I will keep it maintained, and I will sustain it and so on. And so that has saved the government the money of maintaining. But maintaining the park is very expensive to maintain all these parks, because before you know it, some areas have developed one problem or the other, so you have to find somebody to go and do it again, you have to pay. But if you take that burden off the government, somebody's already doing it, sustaining and so on, government can use that money that it has in other areas of development.
For now, the Lagos State Parks and Gardens Agency has in its purview more than 232 landscaped and beautified sites, including those sponsored by private concerns. Since the greening initiative holds environmental, economic, social, health, aesthetic and visual benefits, the support for a green Lagos should go beyond corporate partnership in the initiative. Groups and individuals too can support the initiative by forming community greening advocacy groups, beautifying your tenement and the perimeter area of your property. But most importantly, plant a tree today. Laspark's head of tree planting, Toyin Otomakiliu, explains the roles of groups in the campaign.
Every one of us have a part to play, right from the children in school to the adult, the market women. Their role is to make adequate provision for them to plant trees in all their homes, and also to tell others the benefits of planting trees. We have taught quite a number of groups what they are supposed to do. All they need to do, when you make provision for space, you get tree seedlings. Some we provide, some they can always buy. We have a lot of horticulturists around. They will plant and nurture, and thank God for nature. When the rain comes, it helps to water, and when it grows, we all benefit. So the simple role that they need to play is to make the provision and also buy into it, and also imbibe the culture to revive the lost glory of the state and also of the nation.
The greening initiative has had a meaningful economic impact as it created employment for many residents of Lagos State.
I am proud to share the economic impact of this program with you. 2008 and 2013, 28,094 jobs were created from the annual tree planting exercise. And between January and June this year alone, 3,180 jobs were created. These jobs have come from maintenance of nurseries, as you have heard from the consultant, to supply of seedlings, as you have heard even from the children who gave me seedlings. These seedlings cost money. Planting of trees, maintaining them, providing water for them, and the tools with which all of this is done. This is where the jobs come from. It also includes water supply by tankers, their drivers and their assistants. These people are ordinary people for whom this initiative has become a lifesaver. They are a source of dignity that helps them to say every morning to their families, I am going to work.
Laspark is poised to popularize the greening initiative by encouraging mass participation in horticulture that would reawaken love and respect for nature among Lagosians. To this end, it has embarked on massive production of ornamental plants, tree and fruit seedlings, as well as cut flowers at its plant nurseries at Agege and Ikorodu. The agency's head horticulture research and development, Mrs. Ganiat Bashorun, speaks on the services.
We really don't have to import seedlings. What we do right now is maybe we get mother plants of exotic species that are not available in our society. Once we get the mother plant, from that mother plant we propagate and get more seedlings and we start using it. So we don't have to buy seedlings. What we do is for it to have more colors, more beautiful, we don't want to have monotony of the same type of plants that we are using regularly. We want to influx new and varieties and bring it. So we get mother plants from maybe a country that has the same weather conditions at ours, and we see that they have flowers that are doing very well, we can import that. Once we get the mother plants, we now propagate. For instance, last year, His Excellency brought some plants from India. We had about 20 different species of those plants, and we have since then propagated them, adapted them to this our environment, and we have produced several seedlings from them, and we are now planting them outside in the environment.
Beyond planting of ornamental trees, Laspark's resolve to build a greener and healthier Lagos has found expression in a peculiar service to the public. The agency is equipped to help interested individuals or organizations move mature trees from one location to a more suitable place. This is done with the agency's tree transplanting equipment that the Environment Commissioner Tunji Bello describes as a worthy investment.
Lagos state government is the only government in Nigeria today, and maybe also in West Africa, that has that kind of machinery. And what is it meant for? To sustain all the greening initiative. So what that thing has done for us is to make it possible for us now to move a tree from one particular location to another. A grown tree, I'm telling you, a mature tree, you can move it from a particular place and go and transfer it to another place without necessarily cutting it down. Before we used to cut it down, cut the leaves and everything, remove it. But now you can transplant this particular, and it has projected our greening initiative.
Worthy investment indeed, but how would Laspark manage its mandate? Again, Dr. Titi Anibaba.
Let me start by saying that the very existence of Laspark is to make sure that we sustain the huge achievements of the Minister of the Environment for the greening initiative, and one of this is to make sure that we sustain and maintain this park. So we now have a dedicated arm of government that whose sole responsibility is to ensure that these parks are maintained, new ones are created, and we now have parks that are functional, that are beautiful, that are clean, according to international best practices.
With such a wide focus and large areas to beautify, Laspark would not like to be caught napping.
We have park attendants, and we have all the users of our parks every month. Averagely, from the report I have on my desk, averagely we have 5,000 Lagosians using all our parks monthly. We have, because we take attendance of all those who use the parks. Statewide, it's an average of 5,000 Lagosians using the parks statewide. And with the commissioning and opening of Indubusi Kanu Park, which is like has attracted so many people, I'm sure it will get to over 6,000 users every month.
And the Commissioner for the Environment, Tunji Bello, insists the ministry is mindful of the need for strict enforcement to promote a greener Lagos.
You have people who want to, they just dump all sorts of things there, infiltrate the place and do all sorts of everything that they like. So what we have done in that regard is we have a monitoring team, we have an enforcement team who are always around the park. You may not necessarily see them, they are always in vehicle moving around and so on. So those are the things. It's not like you to just put uniform men around the place where everybody will say, oh, they have uniform men around the place. You won't see that they are around everywhere. So we have people, somebody you might see, you won't know that it's the person doing the monitoring and doing the enforcement and so on, and just grab you. Why are you relating there? Why are you dumping refuse there? Why are you doing that? So we have enforcement machinery everywhere around it, but we don't want them to be too visible so that people are scared away from using the park. And that's the essence. So you might see your people just sitting down. You don't know it's monitoring what you are doing in that park. You may just see him lying down, so you don't know that it's a monitor. And that's the most effective way of sustaining what we have done.
One snag in public programs is the absence of continuity when administrations change. But Tunji Bello, the Environment Commissioner, believes the greening initiative is sustainable beyond the administration of Babatunde Raji Fashola.
History is continuous. We cannot write the history of a whole town or a whole country or a whole place in one day. Just what we only pray to God for is for you to just do your best. And then those coming behind you, they must have something that you, at least build something so that people who are coming behind you, they should be able to do better than what you have done. I remember during Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu's tenure, when we started the waste management exercise and trying to put all these structures in place and so on. A lot of people didn't take us seriously. I remember at that time, refuse was everywhere in Lagos. You could not walk 100 meters along Ikorodu Road, Ikeja, garbage everywhere and so on. But we started. We started creating structure and so on and so forth. We reformed Loma, and then when we reformed Loma, we deployed people hands to go there. And I will thank God today that the people who deployed to Loma, they are still the one holding forth today. And that goes to show the sustainability of what we have done at that time. And that is the kind of thing we are trying to create. You are not just creating things around yourself because you are a commissioner today and just build things around yourself. It's to build things with sustaining power, something that can be sustained for many years to come. So that when you are not around, even after 10 years, you should be able to look back and say, okay, when we started this, we thank God that some people are even don't come after you. They have even improved upon what you have done. Now, given what we have done and what Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu has done, what Governor Fashola has done, the next governor will have no choice but to build on what those two wonderful predecessors have done. You will have no choice but to do it. Now, that's for me is sustenance. So we are expecting that those who will come after us will have no choice but to sustain some of those things that we have done. So that's why things are not just built around individuals. They are built around structures, around institutions. So whoever is going to come and manage the environment in the next dispensation will have no choice but to sustain some of the things we have done. Because it's not for one person, it's for the people of Lagos. And I have no doubt in my mind that it will be sustained. I mean, if it has been sustained for in the last 12 years, this has been sustained. I don't see why it cannot be sustained. But if it's not good, it won't be where it won't be where we are today. If the greenery that Governor Fashola had done in the last 7 years had not been good enough, we would not have sustained it. We would not have been sustained.
Once you tie their sustainable survivor to that program, everybody takes it seriously. But if we do not, the thing goes into restriction. So through that agency, I expect that insofar as that agency continues to exist, the maintenance of those plants must continue. And otherwise, if it were to be in the ministry now, it will probably be no man's business, nobody's business, so anything can happen. But now, what will Parks and Gardens say they are doing? Particularly if they are able to get the necessary logistics to survive. What would they say they are doing if those green are going in restriction? Certainly they are relevant, will be questionable. So I believe that insofar as that institution exists, they should be able to maintain them.
The greening initiative is a rekindled hope that mankind can redress the past neglect that brought the climate change. That hope can be made real if we all nurture a tree.
Legacy fine, define. Not so it's supposed to be. See fine parks and gardens for Lagos State, yo. Like it be for Bodo Igbo. Legacy fine, define. Not so it's supposed to be. See fine parks and gardens for Lagos State, yo. Like it be for Bodo Igbo. Like it be for Bodo Igbo. Like it be for Bodo Igbo.